Hi, and welcome to my cozy corner of the internet. Today, I'm going to be going through my summer TBR with you guys. Okay, I'm so ready to get into these summer reads because to me, summer is my peak reading time. Because if you could not already tell, I am back home for the summer. I am back reunited with my bookshelves, which means we're about to kickstart into some of the best reading that I have had in a really long time. The first few books are actually Book of the Month picks from last year. With moving to a whole nother state, I did not get into reading them, but I knew that that just meant this summer would have some great reads. So without further ado, the first book on my summer TBR is my April Book of the Month pick from last year, which is Passion Project. This book, I mean, look at the cover. If that doesn't scream summer, I don't know what does. This book has such a cute premise of feeling like you should be living the best years of your life, but just feeling like you're failing at that. You're failing miserably. And I think just the concept of starting a passion project to find your passion is a great way to get into summer. So the premise of this book just seems so cute and just a great book to dip your toes into the summer feeling, if you will. So that is the first book on my summer TBR. The second book is my June Book of the Month pick from last year, the summer we ran. This book, again, another cute cover. Obviously, since summer is in the title, I felt like I had to read it during the summer. It follows an election process, and I just feel like, based in that summer setting, I think it has then and now timelines as well. I think that's just such a cute premise. A then and now is always great for summer and just those fun childhood memories as well. So this is the second book on my summer TBR. All these covers are the most perfect thing I've ever seen in the world. The next book on my TBR is my July pick from last year, which is These Summer Storms. This follows a wealthy family who is suffering a loss. I read the synopsis of this. I thought, okay, it's kind of giving Inheritance Games premises. So I wanted to give it a read this summer, and obviously, again, since it says summer, I had to read it. And that is the third book on my summer TBR. That book is called These Summer Storms, and my next book is my Book of the Month pick from May of this year, which is called Our Perfect Storm. I think it is so hilarious that these titles are so similar. And obviously, Carly Fortune, this book is all the rage right now. I feel like I read Every Summer After, and obviously the series just came out too, and I'm so excited to watch that because that was literally one of my favorite books. And so I'm excited to read this book. Again, a gorgeous cover. Carly Fortune's covers are always gorgeous. So this book follows two childhood best friends, Frankie and George. And then it's actually Frankie's wedding, and the morning of, she wakes up with a letter that her husband can't marry her. And so George and Frankie go on her honeymoon together, and I believe you get then and now timelines of them. And again, I just love a good jumping back into those childhood memories. And again, I just loved Carly Fortune's concept of Every Summer After, and so I'm excited to see how this one is in comparison. So that is my fourth book on my summer TBR. Those are all of the Book of the Months that I have on my TBR. So the next book on my TBR is This Book Made Me Think of You. Another round of applause for the cover. I'm obsessed. This book follows Tilly Nightingale, who on her birthday receives a call from a local bookstore that she has a gift waiting for her from her husband. But her husband died 6 months earlier. The premise of this book, the emotion in this book, just everything that I've heard about this book made me immediately add to the TBR. And this is my fifth book on my summer TBR. So the next book I actually picked up this past weekend from Barnes & Noble. I saw it on the table and had to pick it up from the reviews and the things that I've heard about the idea of this book. I have, like everyone else in their Love Island era, and this book speaks to that, but also including Survivor, and so I knew I had to give this a try, and I feel like summer, again, while I'm watching Love Island, this would be the perfect time to read this book. That book is no other than The Compound. I do love a good reality TV watch, and having that concept in a book and like a mix some of my favorites, I knew that I had to give this a go. Again, it just also feels like a great summery read. So that is my, that is my 6th book on my TBR. The next book on my summer TBR is one of my most anticipated reads. Every summer, this is on the top of my list, but I am just I'm so excited to read this book because of all the great things that I've heard about it, and people say it's their favorite from this author. I've read all of her other books and have just been so like excited and nervous to read this one, so I decided that this summer would be the perfect time to read it, and that is no other than Emily Henry's Beach Read. I have seen just so many great things about it, so many people saying that this book is their favorite of Emily Henry's, and having loved all her other books, I am just so excited to read this book, but I've just kept putting it off because I was like, I will never get to read it for the first time again, but I know that I need to experience it at some point, and I am going on a beach vacation, and so I know that this will be the book that I bring with me on that trip, because this is the summer that I finally read Beach Read by Emily Henry. So that is the 7th book on my TBR. So this next book is not a summer read, but it is I have to read it before I watch the show, and that is The Deal. I also picked this book up last weekend. I could not believe that my Barnes & Noble had a copy of it. I feel like it's been sold out everywhere, and that was another reason that I hadn't read it until now. And I feel like whether I get to this book in these next 2 months, or if I get to it at the beginning of August, which is still summertime, I knew I had to add this book. And that is the 8th book on my summer TBR. So these are the 8 books on my summer TBR. I am so excited to read literally each and every single one of these. I will be uploading my Goodreads as I read them. I will also be posting very soon my mid-year wrap-up of all the books I've read, so you may see some of these on there. And also be on the lookout for my vacation vlog in July. So be on the lookout for those videos because it'll be so much fun. All that being said, thanks for spending a little time with me today. I'll see you soon.